So you may have just started using an iPhone and you want a little introduction of how to use iMessage. Now this is going to be very quick. It's a text messaging application. I think a majority of us know how to use it. But before we get too far, I would honestly recommend making your way over to your iPhone settings and going into your iMessage panel here and just configuring a few things. So as you can see, we have the messages panel within iMessage settings. So you want to click on messages, and within this panel, it'll allow you to go ahead and kind of situate yourself a little bit better. So I would recommend making sure iMessage is enabled right up there. And down here, you can go ahead and enable whether you want to share name and photo. You can go and create a different emoji and all that stuff. You can go ahead and do a lot of other things here too. You can show contact photos. You can send read receipts, which I would recommend turning off. You can send as SMS, which I would probably recommend enabling. So if you want to send a text message instead of actually, sending a little iMessage every single time, if iMessage is not available, it'll allow you to send this. And there's a lot of other things you can kind of figure out here and there. I would also recommend filtering unknown senders if you prefer that too. You can expire, audio messages, low quality image mode as well. I would probably enabling. So there are a lot of things that you can, enable or disable before you even get into the iMessage application. Now, iMessage is great. If you want to open it up, just go and click on it and you'll come here. Now, the breakdown is very simple. All of your all your notifications and every single person you're texting will come right into this panel. You will also have a search bar up here, so you can search through the messages that you're sending people, whatever. If you're messaging your dad or your son or your grandson, your granddaughter, whoever you're messaging, you can type in their names or whatever they are in your contacts, and you should be able to find them through here. Now, that covers up pretty much almost all the majority of your iMessage. Now, if you enable the filters unknown and known senders, if you click on filters, it'll bring you here. If you don't have this, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. But this will just filter it off for unread messages, unknown and known senders, and you can go and code through there. So all messages is right here, so we'll just stick with this. So you'll probably be here too. Up in the top right corner, we have these three dots. If we click on those three dots, you can go ahead and edit your name and photo if you want to. In this case, we'll just leave that alone. But if you want to start messaging people, this is where the fun starts. You'll click in the top right corner and you'll basically come into this panel. So the top panel will allow you to go and cancel this message if you don't want to. But you can also go here and you want to find the person you want to send a message to. If you click the plus button, you'll basically be able to come into your contact list and you can go ahead and add contacts of whoever you want to text. So if you want to text your son or your granddaughter, whatever it is, you can go ahead and find them here and you should be able to go ahead and click on their name and then you'll be able to text them there. You can also search for them there and see a list of your contacts here. But if you don't have anybody, you can just scroll down or you can start typing in their phone number or their email. So if you get their phone number, you can go ahead and start, texting them from here. If you have their, email, if it's an iMessage email, you can type in their email instead. So in this case, I just have my business email right here, my YouTube channel email, and I can go and click return, and it'll go ahead and turn blue if it's an actual iMessage email. If it's not, it'll probably just shrug at you. It'll maybe just turn green or something. Now down here, you can start texting the person. So if I went ahead and said hi or whatever, I can go and click hi. Now you have the send button here. The send button doubles as a few other things. If I click send, it'll go ahead and send that message. So now you can go ahead and continue to keep texting. You can send photos or whatever else you want to. You can click enter and return. Now the other great thing is with the side. If you want to go ahead and send a photo within iMessage, all you have to do is find this little photo icon right there. But there are also tons of other apps that you can go and kind of modify and mess with. It's going to take 40 hours if you want me to explain each one, but probably the most popular one you're going to use is photos. So you can click on photos and you can send a photo within iMessage. By clicking here, it'll go ahead and open up your photo gallery. So let's say you found some photos or whatever, you went to a park today and you want to send them. Well, you can go and click on the photos just like this, and you can go and click that send button, and that photos or those photos that you send will now be sent to the person within this group. So it's really that easy. Now, if you want to take a photo within this specific, person you're talking to, well, you can go and click on that photo icon and you can take a photo of whatever you want, take the photo, and it'll go and open it up and it'll allow you to edit that photo here if you want to. If you don't want to, you can go and click send, and you can also just send that photo to whoever you're texting. So that is another really cool thing. Now, that is a very basic breakdown of how to go ahead and send messages and everything like that. Now, let's say you wanted to, FaceTime this person. Well, you have the ability of clicking on the top right corner right there and FaceTiming this person if you want to. You can do FaceTime audio, you can do FaceTime video, you can also call them if you have the ability of doing so as well. So there are a few other options here. Now watch what happens. If we click the back button, you can see we have that specific message right there. So now if you want, you can swipe to the side, you can go ahead and delete this message, you can silence this message here too, Or if you want, you can go ahead and hold down this message and you can go ahead and pin this message to the top of iMessage. So if you click here, if you click pin, it'll go ahead and pin that person's iMessage all the way at the top. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, let's say you want to go ahead and pin your parents up at the top, or your friends, or wherever else you want to. Well, you can go ahead and pin them at the top. That way, if they ever want to go ahead and, you want to have quick toggles of, messaging them, they will always be stagnant at the top while other people come up at the bottom. So let's say you have people like, your employees or your workers or, your bosses or managers, and you don't want them at the top. You want like maybe your friends or whatever. You can pin them to the top and everyone else will message you down here, but you will always have the people that you want to message as soon as possible all the way at the top, which is really cool. You can always hold it down like this and unpin them as well if you want to. That'll bring you right into this specific option. So that is basically iMessage at a very high level. You can always make group chats and all those other things too by clicking on the profile up here or a little message icon up there. You can go and type in the person's contact name. If you have a person named like Sally, you can go and start typing in Sally. If you find them, populate down there, click on their name. You can also add other people or more people if you want to make a group chat. So it is a very basic application to use for the most part, and honestly, it's one of probably the best applications you can use. Now, on top of that, let's say you want to go ahead and, for example, if you want to go ahead and send them some other messages, well, you have the ability down here of basically sending photos like we mentioned before. You have a full-on app store built in, so you can click on that little app store icon, and you can go ahead and download even more things that you can do within iMessage. So let's say you want to go ahead and send people, there's all sorts of other little applications you can download within it. So I would probably recommend going through here. There's a ton of paid ones, which is pretty crazy, but if there's any free ones that you like, go ahead and download them and give them a try if you want to. There's some paid ones too, go for it. Support the developers and kind of see what other capability you can break out from there. You can also send an audio message if you like. Within iOS 16, audio messages are like this. So what you can do here is you can go and click on audio message, and here you can go ahead and pretty much tap to hold, and I can go ahead and start talking, and you will start to see that populate there too. So now what I can do is I can go ahead and keep talking, continue talking, and once I'm ready to go, I can let go, and that audio message will be sent just like this. So now they can go ahead and listen to it. They can go and kind of go on from there if they want to. I believe if you hold it down and if you swipe to the side, it'll go and cancel it. So I can go right there, cancel it. However, if you are rocking iOS 16, you have the ability of unsending iMessages as long as they haven't seen it yet. So what I can do is I can go and hold the message down like this. I can click undo send, and that message will now be unsent on my side. And if they are on iOS 16, it'll be unsent on their side too. Now you also have the ability of sending messages with effects. So here, if you go and hold down the send icon right there, you'll come into this option. So you can go ahead and send, this hello effect with a slam effect, with a fading, whatever all these other things are. And you can go ahead and send it like this. So now it'll be sent over just like that on their side. So those are pretty much some high level, some, entry level things within iMessage and basically how to use that application. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.